At Christmas dinner, my mom raised her glass and said, "Here is to spending thousands raising a disappointment." I paused for a moment, feeling every eye in the room on me, then calmly picked up my glass of water, took a slow sip, and said nothing. My sister rolled her eyes, the kind of look that says she believes she owns the world. My wife held our daughter close, sensing the tension. I stayed still, letting the weight of the words settle in the room. Hi, Reddit. I am a longtime lurker and first-time poster. I created a throwaway account because this story involves my family, and I am not ready to deal with the fallout, but I needed to share it somewhere. Some context first. I am Angela Valadez, 32, always the quiet one. My sister, 29, was the favored child. My mom, easily the most dramatic person in any room, often dominated conversations and situations. I was the one who kept quiet, did what was expected, and tried not to stir conflict. I moved out early, worked multiple jobs while completing my degree, and managed to pay off my student loans slowly. I have a stable career, own my modest apartment, drive a reliable car, and have a small emergency fund. I also have a loving wife, 30, and a 3-year-old daughter. My life is simple, steady, and fulfilled. My family never saw it that way. Every visit felt like stepping back into a past version of myself that they never respected. My mom still treated me as if I had not grown past 17. My sister expected emotional and financial support on demand. No matter what I did, it seemed I always fell short of their expectations. Yet, we attended Christmas dinner this year, as we always did. My wife questioned if we needed to go, and I said yes. Guilt and tradition compelled me, and I underestimated how tense it would be. Dinner arrived with its usual chaos: food slightly overcooked, conversations undercooked, opinions heated. My mom was already tipsy by the time dessert was served. Then she did it. Without warning, she raised her glass, looked directly at me, and loudly enough for everyone to hear, declared, "Here is to spending thousands raising a disappointment." Silence fell like a heavy curtain. My wife froze, my daughter oblivious, thankfully. My heart raced. All eyes were on me. I pulled out my phone, opened my banking app, and sent her exactly $1 with the note, "Debt settled." I said it out loud, steady and calm. Debt settled. My sister laughed, sharp and high-pitched, and said, "Next year, do not bring your pathetic little family. You lower the tone." Something inside me snapped, but not in anger. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Living like a queen on my money." I toasted with water, took a slow sip, gathered our coats, and we left. That night, after tucking in my daughter, I sat at my desk and reviewed every shared account, every co-signed card, every joint financial tie I had ever had with my mom and sister. I froze all joint accounts, revoked credit card access, canceled auto payments, and for the first time in months, I slept soundly. This is not the end. I knew consequences were coming. Pulling the plug on years of silent support cannot happen without backlash. The day after Christmas was unnervingly quiet. No angry texts, no missed calls, no passive-aggressive posts online. My wife smiled and said, "This is the calm before the storm." I agreed, silently preparing. By the 27th, my phone was flooded. 14 missed calls from my mom, 5 from my sister, and 1 from an unknown number. I ignored all of them. I needed space. I needed peace. Then the emails started. My mom's subject line read, "You ungrateful little woman." 4 paragraphs detailing my supposed betrayal, humiliation of the family, abandonment. She ended with, "You will regret this. Family is forever." My sister's email was shorter, colder, and menacing. "You think you are better than us? Karma will catch up." I did not respond. Worse came in a text to my wife, not me, saying, "If your husband is going to play the martyr, that is on him. Next year, we will not invite your daughter either. She should learn her place." My wife looked at me and said calmly, "You are changing your number." And I did. I changed my number, blocked them on all apps, turned off location sharing, and consulted a lawyer to confirm I had no ongoing financial obligations. What hit me hardest was the grief I felt. Family had always been everything I was taught to value. Love and loyalty were tied to blood, but this experience taught me otherwise. Family is those who show up when it is difficult, not those who drain you under the guise of love. My daughter deserves freedom from toxicity. My wife deserves peace. I deserve both. They raised their glasses to insult me, so I raised my boundaries to protect myself. What followed was discovery. Days later, my old bank called regarding an account my mom had kept in my name. Small deposits and withdrawals over years, avoiding dormancy. She had full access, quietly, and recently drained nearly $4,000. I froze the account. The legal and financial weight of their entitlement hit hard. It was not just greed or need, it was assumption. My sister had been siphoning money from another account, taking advantage of forgotten access. I realized the years of support I had provided were treated as a guarantee, not as a gift. For years, I had been the invisible laborer of their lifestyle, paying rent, bills, gifts, all quietly, all expected. And now, I was done. The hardest lesson: you can love someone and still cut them off. You do not have to diminish yourself to preserve an illusion of family loyalty. Next steps. I enlisted a forensic accountant, had a lawyer draft cease and desist orders, and prepared a final, calm, measured letter to both. Not for revenge, not for justice, but for closure and peace. The letter read, "To my mother and sister, you have taken from me money, trust, and peace under the guise of family. I am no longer your financial or emotional resource. All shared accounts are closed. Contact me only through my attorney. I will not attend family events. Love without respect is not family. Blood without boundaries is not loyalty. You have lost access not just to my money, but to me. Goodbye." I did not cry, rage, or shake. I sat quietly, numb and free. A week passed. No replies. Then a text from an unknown number, threatening regret. I blocked it. The bank finalized their investigation into the joint account. Reimbursements and formal documentation confirmed I am no longer liable. Every document tying me to them financially was shredded. I did it not in anger, but with clarity. They were cut off legally, financially, and emotionally. The realization: regret is what you feel when you betray yourself trying to please others. I spent years holding the pieces together for a family that took everything I offered without gratitude. Now I choose peace. My wife, my daughter, and myself. I allow them to spin their stories, but the truth remains. They lost me long before I walked away. I closed the door, locked it, and threw away the key. The weight lifted instantly, replaced by calm. Freedom feels lighter than I expected. For the first time, I am truly free.